John Carter sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the empty space where his best friend used to sit. It felt like a lifetime since Mia moved away, leaving him in their small town with only memories and a heavy heart. They had spent countless hours together, laughing, sharing dreams, and planning adventures. But now, with Mia gone, everything felt different. The laughter faded, and the world around him seemed dull and gray. He remembered the day she told him she was leaving. They were sitting at their favorite spot by the river, the sun shining brightly above them. Mia had smiled, but John could see the sadness in her eyes. "My dad got a new job in another city," she had said. "I have to go, but I'll always be your friend, okay?" John had tried to be brave, but inside, he felt a storm of emotions. How could things ever be the same? Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. John found himself missing Mia more than he could express. He often picked up his phone to text her, but every time he hesitated. What would he even say? "I miss you?" It felt too simple, too weak. He wanted to reach out, to reconnect, but the distance between them felt like an insurmountable wall. One evening, as John sat alone in his room, he picked up his guitar, the one Mia had given him for his birthday. It was a beautiful instrument, and playing it always reminded him of her. He strummed a few chords, letting the music flow through him. As he played, memories of their time together flooded back. They had written songs together, their laughter echoing through the air as they tried to harmonize. "I wish you were here, Mia," he whispered, his voice barely above a whisper. The words hung in the air, heavy with longing. He felt a wave of sadness wash over him, but beneath it, a small spark of hope flickered. Maybe he could find a way to reach out. Maybe he could bridge the gap that seemed so wide. John set his guitar aside and grabbed his phone. He opened Mia's contact and stared at her name. His heart raced as he typed a message. "Hey, Mia, I've been thinking about you a lot. One miss. Our jam sessions. How's everything?" He hesitated, his finger hovering over the send button. What if she didn't care anymore? What if she had moved on? Taking a deep breath, he hit send. The message vanished into the digital ether, and he felt a mix of relief and anxiety. Would she reply? Would she feel the same way? Days passed, and John checked his phone obsessively. Each time he saw it was still silent. Disappointment washed over him. He tried to distract himself with school and friends, but nothing seemed to fill the void Mia had left. He often found himself wandering to their old hangout by the river, sitting on the same rock they used to share, memories swirling around him like autumn leaves in the wind. Then one afternoon, as he was lost in thought, his phone buzzed. Heart pounding, he grabbed it and saw Mia's name lighting up the screen. "Hey, John, I miss you too. Things have been crazy here, but I'd love to catch up. How about a video call?" A grin spread across John's face, and he quickly replied, with excitement, "Yes, let's do it. When are you free?" They arranged a time, and as the hour approached, John felt a whirlwind of emotions. He set up his laptop and nervously adjusted his hair in the mirror. What would he say? Would it be awkward? Finally, the moment arrived. The screen lit up, and there was Mia, her familiar smile breaking through the distance. "John," she exclaimed, her voice bright and warm. "It's so good to see you." "Hey, Mia," he replied, feeling a rush of joy. The connection felt instant, as if no time had passed at all. They talked about everything, their lives, their families, and the changes that had come since she moved. The laughter flowed easily, just like old times. "I really miss our music sessions," Mia said, her eyes sparkling. "Remember that silly song we wrote about aliens?" John chuckled, remembering the ridiculous tune they had created. Of course! It was the best worst song ever. They both laughed, and in that moment, The distance between them shrank. It felt as if the walls had crumbled, allowing their friendship to shine through Dot. As the call continued, John felt a sense of hope looming inside him. Yes, they were miles apart, but their bond was still strong. "We should do a virtual jam session sometime," he suggested. "I can't wait to play together again." "Absolutely. We can write new songs too," Mia replied, her enthusiasm infectious. "When I come back to visit, we'll have a whole concert." John smiled, imagining that day. "I'll hold you to that." After their call ended, John felt lighter. The sadness that had weighed him down for months began to lift. He realized that even though Mia was far away, their friendship could still thrive. They could create new memories, even if it meant doing it through a screen for now. Dot, as he lay in bed. That night, John thought about everything that had happened. He had felt lost and distant, but now he was filled with hope. He understood that caring for someone meant finding ways to stay connected, even when life pulled them apart. The next day, he picked up his guitar again, this time with renewed energy. He began to write a new song, inspired by his feelings for Mia and the bond they shared. It was a song about distance, friendship, and the power of hope, something that would remind him that no matter how far apart they were, they would always be connected. Dot, in that moment, he knew he couldn't just walk away from the friendship that meant so much to him. He would always be there for Mia, and she would be there for him. Together, they would navigate the challenges of distance and celebrate the beauty of their connection. Dot, as the sun set outside his window, John smiled to himself, feeling grateful for the journey they were on. The distance might be great, but love and friendship could bridge any gap. And with that thought, he felt ready to face whatever came next. This story captures the theme of feeling distant from someone you care about, while highlighting hope and the strength of friendship. Let me know if you need anything else. John Carter woke up the next morning with a sense of renewed purpose. The call with Mia had filled him with warmth and hope. Even though she was miles away, he felt as if they were closer than ever. He wanted to keep that feeling alive, so he made a plan. Today would be different. Today, he would take action to reconnect with her. Dot. After breakfast, John sat down with his guitar. Inspired by their conversation, he began to write a new song. He wanted it to be special, something that expressed how much he valued their friendship. As he strummed the strings, he remembered all the joyful moments they had shared, laughing until their stomachs hurt, singing their silly songs, and sharing secrets under the stars. Dot. As the music flowed, John felt a sense of peace wash over him. The song began to take shape, and he poured his heart into the lyrics. It was about distance and longing, but also about hope. He wanted Mia to know that no matter where she was always in his heart. Once he finished the song, John recorded a video of himself playing it. He knew Mia would love it. It would be a way to share his feelings with her without needing to find the perfect words. After recording, he watched the video a few times, feeling nervous but excited. Finally, he sent it to her, along with a message. "Hey, Mia, I wrote a song for you. Hope you like it." He didn't have to wait long for a response. A few minutes later, his phone buzzed. Mia's reply came through. "Wow, John, I can't believe you wrote a song. I'm so proud of you. Can't wait to hear it." John felt a rush of joy. Her excitement was contagious, and he couldn't help but smile. They started chatting back and forth, sharing stories about their lives. Mia told him about her new school and the friends she had made, while John filled her in on what was happening back home. As they talked, John felt the distance between them shrink even more. They made plans for another video call, this time with a goal to write a new song together. The idea thrilled John. It felt like they were working on something special, something that would bring them closer, even if they were apart. That evening, John sat at his desk, eagerly waiting for their call. He had spent the day thinking about what they could create together. When the time finally arrived, he opened his laptop, ready to see Mia's face again. "Hey, John." She beamed, her smile lighting up the screen. "I'm so excited to write a song with you." "Me too," he replied, his heart racing. "I was thinking we could write about how even though we're far apart, our friendship is still strong." "Great idea," Mia said, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Let's start with some lyrics. How about we think of things we love about each other?" They brainstormed together, laughing and sharing ideas. John suggested lines about their favorite memories, like the time they got lost in the woods, and ended up having a picnic under the stars. Mia chimed in with her own memories, adding lines about their silly jokes and adventures. As they worked, John realized how much he had missed this connection. Writing the song felt like a bridge, linking their worlds together. For every line they created, the distance seemed to fade a little more. After an hour of fun and creativity, they had crafted a beautiful song that reflected their friendship. John strummed the chords on his guitar, while Mia sang the lyrics they had come up with. The music flowed effortlessly, and they both felt a surge of joy. When they finished, they couldn't help but cheer. "We did it!" Mia exclaimed, her excitement palpable even through the screen. "This song is amazing." "Thanks, Mia." "I couldn't have done it without you," John said, feeling grateful for their partnership. "We should perform it together next time." "Definitely. I can't wait to share it with." John Carter awoke to the sound of birds chirping outside his window. The morning sun streamed into his room, filling it with a warm glow. Today felt different. Today was the day he and Mia would share their new song with the world, and he could hardly contain his excitement. They had spent weeks working on it, and now it was finally time to perform. As he got ready, John thought about how much had changed since Mia moved away. At first, he had felt lost and lonely, struggling to find a way to reconnect with her. But now, after all their video calls and shared music, he felt a sense of hope and purpose. Their friendship had grown stronger, proving that distance didn't have to mean separation. After breakfast, John set up his living room for the performance. He arranged his guitar and connected his laptop to the speakers. Nervous energy buzzed inside him as he checked the time. Mia would be joining soon, and he wanted everything to be perfect. When the call came through, John nearly jumped with joy. "Mia," he said, his voice filled with excitement. She looked radiant, her hair pulled back and a bright smile on her face. "Hey, John, I'm so ready for this," she replied, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "I've been practicing." "Me, too. Let's show everyone what we've been working on," John said, feeling a rush of confidence. They spent a few moments going over the song, ensuring they were in sync. As they practiced, John felt the bond between them deepen. It was as if they were in the same room, sharing the same energy and excitement. Finally, it was time for the performance. John took a deep breath and pressed the button to start the live stream. As the screen filled with the faces of their friends, he felt a wave of nerves wash over him. But when he glanced at Mia, her encouraging smile calmed him. "Hello, everyone," John greeted, his voice steady. "We're so excited to share our new song with you. It's about friendship and staying connected, no matter how far apart we are." Mia added, "We hope you enjoy it." They began to play, and as the music filled the room, John felt a sense of freedom. The chords flowed effortlessly from his fingers, and he could see Mia singing passionately. Their voices blended beautifully, creating a melody that captured the essence of their friendship. As they performed, John thought about all the moments that had led to this. The sadness he had felt when Mia moved away, the uncertainty of how to reconnect, and the joy of finding a way to bridge the distance through music. Each note they played felt like a celebration of their journey together. When they finished, the room erupted with cheers and applause from their friends. "That was amazing," someone shouted from the chat. "You guys are incredible." John and Mia exchanged excited glances, their hearts racing with joy. "Thank you, everyone," John replied, beaming with pride. After the performance, they spent time talking to their friends, answering questions about the song and sharing stories from their lives. John felt a sense of belonging, surrounded by people who supported him. And Mia. He realized that their music had not only brought them closer, but had also strengthened their friendships with others. As the evening went on, John and Mia found a moment to talk privately. "I can't believe we did that," Mia said, her face still glowing with excitement. "It felt so good to perform together." "I know. It was amazing," John replied, feeling a rush of happiness. "I really think we can do more of these performances." Mia's eyes lit up. "Yes, let's make it a regular thing. We could even write more songs together." John loved the idea. Writing music with Mia had become one of his favorite things, and he wanted to explore it even further. "We could create a whole album," he suggested, his mind racing with possibilities. Mia laughed. "An album? That sounds like a big dream." "Why not? If we can overcome distance to create music, we can do anything," John said, feeling inspired. "That's the spirit," Mia replied, her enthusiasm infectious. "Let's start brainstorming ideas for our next song." As they chatted about potential themes and lyrics, John felt a surge of hope. He realized that their friendship was evolving into something beautiful, something that could inspire others. They were not just two friends separated by distance. They were artists, creating something meaningful together. In the days that followed, John and Mia continued to write and perform. They scheduled regular live streams, inviting friends to join them for music sessions. Each performance brought new energy and excitement, and their bond grew stronger with each song they created. One afternoon, while they were brainstorming ideas for their next song, Mia suggested, "How about we write about all the things we miss about each other? It could be a way to express our feelings." John nodded, loving the idea. "That's perfect. We can talk about our favorite memories and how we're still connected despite the distance." They spent hours crafting lyrics, laughing as they reminisced about their adventures. John wrote about the time they spent at the fair, eating cotton candy and riding roller coasters. Mia shared stories of their late-night talks under the stars, wrapped in blankets and dreaming about the future. When they finished writing, John felt a sense of accomplishment. "This song is going to be so special," he said, looking at Mia through the screen. "It really captures how we feel." "Absolutely. I can't wait to perform it," Mia replied, her eyes shining with excitement. As the days passed, they rehearsed for their new song, eager to share it with their friends. John felt grateful for how far they had come. The distance still existed, but it didn't matter as much anymore. Their friendship had transformed into something powerful, a testament to the strength of their connection. Finally, the day of the performance arrived. John set up his living room, feeling the familiar mix of excitement and nerves. He couldn't wait to see Mia again and share their new creation. When the call came through, he greeted her with a wide smile. "Ready to rock this? Always," she replied, her energy filling the room. As they performed, John felt an overwhelming sense of joy. The lyrics flowed from their hearts, and their voices intertwined beautifully. He could see the smiles on their friends' faces as they watched, and it filled him with pride. After the performance, the chat exploded with positive messages. "You two are incredible," one friend wrote. "This song is so touching." John and Mia beamed at each other, feeling the warmth of their friends' support. In that moment, He realized that their journey had become more than just about reconnecting. It was about inspiring others and showing that love and friendship could conquer any distance. As the night came to an end, John reflected on everything that had happened. He had felt distant and sad when Mia moved away, but now he felt hopeful and connected. They had built something beautiful together, and he knew that they would continue to grow as friends and artists. With a smile on his face, John looked forward to the future. He couldn't wait to see where their music would take them. And he knew, without a doubt, that he could never walk away from the friendship that had brought him so much joy. This part continues the themes of hope, friendship, and creativity, showing how John and Mia strengthen their bond through music. Let me know if you need any more adjustments or additional parts. John Carter woke up to the sound of rain tapping against his window. The soft patter created a cozy atmosphere, but inside he felt a twinge of sadness. It had been a few weeks since he and Mia had performed their latest song together, and although they had connected through music, he still missed her presence. The distance between them sometimes felt heavy, especially on days like this. After breakfast, John sat at his desk, staring at his guitar. He picked it up and began to strum absent-mindedly, letting the music wash over him. Each chord reminded him of Mia and the joyful moments they had shared. He thought about how they had transformed their sadness into creativity, but today he felt a different kind of longing. He wanted to see her, to feel the energy of their friendship in person. Picking up his phone, he opened their chat. He typed a message. "Hey, Mia, I was thinking, what if we could meet up? It's been a while since we've seen each other in person." He hesitated, unsure of how she would respond. Would she even be able to come? After a moment, he hit send. The message disappeared into the digital void, and he waited, his heart racing. Moments felt like hours as he stared at the screen, hoping for a reply. Finally, his phone buzzed. "John, I would love that. Let's figure it out." Mia's enthusiasm jumped off the screen, making John smile. He quickly replied, "Great. When are you free?" They exchanged messages, planning the details of Mia's visit. Excitement bubbled within John as they discussed dates and activities. He wanted to make this visit special, to show Mia how much he valued their friendship. As the days passed, John prepared for Mia's arrival. He cleaned his room, set up a cozy spot in the living room, and even baked some cookies, her favorite treat. With each passing hour, his anticipation grew. Finally, the day arrived, and he could hardly contain his excitement. When the doorbell rang, John rushed to answer it. He opened the door, and there stood Mia, grinning from ear to ear. "Surprise!" she exclaimed, her arms wide open. "Hey, Mia," John said, pulling her into a warm hug. It felt amazing to have her back, even if just for a little while. "I missed you so much," she said, stepping back to look at him. "It feels like forever." "I know. Come in, come in." John ushered her inside, closing the door behind them. They settled in the living room, and John offered her a cookie. "I made these." John Carter woke up to the sound of his alarm clock blaring. The morning sun peeked through his curtains, casting a golden light across his room. Today was a special day. Mia was coming back for another visit. After their last time together, John had been counting down the days. He felt a mix of excitement and nervousness, hoping that this visit would be just as magical as the last. As he got ready, he thought about all the things they could do together. They had so many ideas since their last visit. They wanted to write more songs, perform, and even collaborate with other musicians they had met online. John felt hopeful about the future and the possibilities that lay ahead. After a quick breakfast, John tidied up the living room, making it cozy for Mia's arrival. He set out some snacks and made sure to have his guitar ready. He wanted everything to be perfect. When the doorbell rang, his heart raced with excitement. "Hey, Mia!" John greeted her as he opened the door. She looked radiant, her hair flowing, and a huge smile on her face. "John, I missed you," she exclaimed, embracing him tightly. "Me too." "Come in," John said, stepping aside to let her in. They settled on the couch, and John poured them both some lemonade. "I've been thinking about our next song," he said, eager to jump into their plans. "What if we write about overcoming challenges? Like how we've stayed connected despite the distance?" Mia's eyes lit up. "That's a great idea. We can share our journey and inspire others who might feel the same way." They grabbed their guitars and started to brainstorm lyrics. As they played, the music flowed easily between them. John felt a surge of joy as they worked together, blending their voices and melodies. It reminded him of how much he cherished this creative partnership. After a while, they took a break, laughing and reminiscing about their past adventures. John felt grateful for this time together. It was as if the distance they had once felt had vanished, replaced by the warmth of their friendship. "Let's go for a walk," Mia suggested, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "I want to explore the park again." "Good idea." "It's a beautiful day," John replied, grabbing his jacket dot as they strolled through the park. The leaves danced in the gentle breeze, and the sun shone brightly overhead. John felt a sense of peace wash over him. Being with Mia felt right, as if they were two pieces of a larger puzzle that finally fit together. "Mia, I've been thinking," John said as they walked. "When you first moved away, I felt so lost. I didn't know how to reconnect with you, and it made me sad." Mia nodded, her expression understanding. "I felt the same way. I missed you and our friendship so much, but I realized that as we put in the effort, we could make it work." "Exactly. I'm so glad we found our way back to each other," John replied, feeling a sense of warmth in his chest. "It's like we're stronger together, no matter the distance." They continued walking, sharing their dreams and hopes for the future. John spoke about wanting to perform at local events, while Mia shared her desire to write a song that would inspire people. They both felt a sense of purpose, knowing that their music could reach others. After their walk, they returned home and settled back on the couch, ready to work on their new song. John felt energized, ready to pour their emotions into the music. They began to write lyrics that reflected their journey, expressing the challenges they had faced and the hope they felt for the future. As they crafted the song, John felt a deep connection with Mia. It was as if their experiences had woven their lives together in a beautiful tapestry of friendship. They were not just writing a song, they were sharing their hearts with each other. When they finished the lyrics, John strummed his guitar and began to play. Mia joined in, her voice harmonizing beautifully with his. The music filled the room, and John felt a sense of accomplishment and joy. This song was not just about them. It was about anyone who had ever felt distant from someone they cared about. As they performed, John noticed how their friends had logged on to watch. He felt a rush of excitement and nervousness. "Hey, everyone, we're going to share a new song with you," he announced, feeling the familiar thrill of performing. Mia smiled at him, and together they began to play. The song flowed effortlessly, capturing the essence of their journey and the hope they felt for the future. They poured their hearts into the performance, and John could see the smiles and encouraging comments from their friends in the chat. When they finished, the room erupted in cheers. "That was amazing," one friend wrote. "You guys are so inspiring." John and Mia exchanged delighted glances, feeling proud of what they had created. "Thank you, everyone," John said, his heart full of gratitude. After the performance, they spent time chatting with their friends, answering questions and sharing stories. John felt a sense of belonging, surrounded by people who supported them. It reminded him that their music could bring people together, no matter where they were. Later that evening, as they sat back on the couch, John turned to Mia. "I can't believe how far we've come. From feeling distant to creating music together. It's incredible." Mia smiled, her eyes shining. "I know. It shows that if we truly care about someone, we can find a way to stay connected. It's all about effort and love." "Exactly." John agreed. "And I think we should keep sharing our story through music. We can encourage others who might feel the same way we did." Mia nodded enthusiastically. "Yes, we can create a project that inspires hope and connection. It could be a series of songs, or even a small concert." John felt a rush of excitement. "That sounds amazing. Let's make it happen." As they planned their next steps, John realized that he had transformed his sadness into something beautiful. With Mia by his side, he felt empowered to face any challenge. They were a team, united by their passion for music and their unwavering friendship. As the night drew to a close, John walked Mia to the door. "I'm so glad you came back," he said sincerely. "You mean so much to me." Mia smiled, her eyes sparkling. "You mean a lot to me too, John. I'm grateful for our friendship." As she left, John felt a sense of hope and excitement for the future. They had faced the distance together, and now they were ready to take on new challenges. He knew that no matter what, he couldn't just walk away from the friendship that brought him so much joy. With a heart full of hope, John closed the door behind him, ready to embrace the adventures that awaited them both. Together, they would create music that inspired others and showed that love and friendship could conquer any distance. This part continues to develop the themes of hope, connection, and the power of friendship. Let me know if you need any further adjustments or additional parts. John Carter woke up the next morning with a sense of purpose. After Maya's visit, he felt inspired to take their music project to the next level. They had talked about creating an album that shared their journey and inspired others. Now, it was time to put those ideas into action. As he sipped his morning coffee, John grabbed his notebook and began to jot down ideas for the album. He wanted each song to tell a story, reflecting their experiences of friendship, distance, and hope. He wrote down titles and themes, feeling excited about the possibilities. After a while, John decided to call Mia. He dialed her number, and after a few rings, she picked up. "Hey, John." "What's up?" she greeted, her voice cheerful. "Hi. Mia, I've been thinking about our album," John said, feeling the excitement bubble inside him. "I have some ideas I want to share." "Great. I'm all ears," she replied, sounding eager. John shared his thoughts about the themes he wanted to explore. "We could write a song about how we felt when you moved away, how we struggled at first, but found a way to reconnect," he suggested. "That's perfect. We can also write about the joy of our friendship and the power of music to bring us together," Mia added. As they discussed each idea, John felt their connection strengthen. It was as if they were sitting together in the same room, brainstorming and laughing. He loved how they could communicate so freely, even when they weren't physically together. "Let's start writing today," Mia said. "We can do a video call and work on the first song together." "Absolutely. I'll set up my guitar," John replied, feeling a rush of enthusiasm. They scheduled the call for later that afternoon. As John prepared, he felt a mix of anticipation and nerves. This was a big step, and he wanted to make sure they created something special. He thought about all the times they had struggled with distance and how far they had come. When the time came, John logged on to the video call, and Mia's face appeared on the screen, bright and smiling. "Hey, John, ready to write some music?" she asked, her excitement contagious. "Definitely," John replied, grabbing his guitar. Let's start with the song about how we felt when you moved away. They began to brainstorm lyrics, sharing their memories of that time. John recalled the sadness he felt when Mia left, how lost he had been without her friendship. Mia shared her own feelings of loneliness, and how much she missed their time together. As they worked, John felt a sense of healing. Writing about their experiences allowed them to express their emotions and reflect on how they had grown. It was a way to turn their struggles into something beautiful. After a while, they had crafted a powerful chorus that captured their feelings. Though the miles may separate us, our hearts still beat as one. In the darkness, we found our light, and together we have won. That's amazing, Mia said, her eyes shining. It really sums up our journey.